Welcome to this video, which aims to examine the very common energy-draining flaw of people-pleasing among spiritual folks. By the end of this video, you will learn the personality weaknesses and wrong mindsets that set you up to be a doormat and a free energy pool for ungrateful, unworthy, and unscrupulous people, and why you must plug those drains immediately because there are no bonus points for that form of altruism, if it is worthy of being called that. As we go through each day, we encounter all sorts of individuals. Some are truly sympathetic and understanding, and some try to assist or, where it is impossible to assist, offer encouragement. Others are downright manipulative and selfish and have trained their eyes to seek out and drain any and everyone who is of a giving nature. These people often irritate, annoy, dupe, or downright abuse your care and concern in every conceivable way. As a spiritual seeker, you're torn between cutting them off and turning the other cheek. On the surface, it may seem a difficult choice, but truth be told, spirituality and being everyone's fool are not one and the same thing. So, why the confusion and vacillation? Today, we're exposing the trap of endless and boundless niceness in the name, and for the sake of spiritually approved conduct, so you can break free of these chains, reclaim your energy, and upgrade to fierce and responsible compassion as your default mode. If you've truly had enough and are tired and fed up of being used under the guise of spiritual correctness, then stick around. This might liberate you. If at the end of this video you still decide not to set boundaries and guard your energy from these vampires, then that is your choice, your decision, and your fault. If you are still here, it means that one of the dogmas drilled into your mind from an early age was that being spiritual means being nice to everyone. But what if that belief is draining your light and leaving you stuck, sad, disappointed in human nature, and generally disillusioned? That's the sad dilemma that most kind-hearted folks struggle with, especially in spiritual communities. But can this sad state of affairs ever be justifiable? What if your dilemma is also self-inflicted because you have never considered the shocking truth I'm about to tell you? Well, the shocking truth is this. By scattering your energy in a disorganized fashion, attending to every demand from these individuals, you're not loving everyone. That's impossible. Actually, you're operating from a point of fear. You're scared of conflict, scared of being the bad guy, and scared to admit some people are emotional and spiritual parasites and will never change. This fear is real but needless, and it's time to expose its foundations, uproot it, and set you free, once and for all. The foundation of your misunderstanding is simple. It is a concept called bypassing and can be either emotional or spiritual. It is akin to playing the proverbial ostrich and burying one's head in the sand in the hope that the harsh truth or obstacle you're refusing to face or remove will magically resolve itself or go away on its own. It is a misinterpretation of the concept of turning the other cheek, in the hope that after that assault your enemy will be happy and love you. A state of refusing to face practical spiritual truths because they seem quote and unquote harsh and will offend whoever you're seeking to impress or please. Nothing can be further from the truth. In fact, you're living a lie, an illusion. It is a lie because it lures you into a terrain where you enter defenseless and leave ruined. You can't be that porous or even pour from an empty glass. But why are you reluctant to build walls around your emotional or spiritual energy? Even religious communities in every clime went to war, or at least built walls around themselves for protection, or to limit access to every passerby. In modern pseudo-spirituality, this false foundation manifests as the widely popular love and light movement that is prevalent on social media. By the way, I hope you have watched our video on the 10 half-truths blocking your spiritual growth. If not, the link is in the description below. Love and light pseudo-spirituality and its cardinal mantra, which is the erasure of healthy boundaries, isn't enlightenment. It's fear. A fear of conflict and a fear of being seen as unholy and thus ostracized, but nature doesn't work this way. Spiritual bypassing, which is the reluctance to face issues as they are, isn't enlightenment. No, it's cowardice. Do you think you're quote and unquote rising above anything by letting people disrespect you and suck off your energy anytime they like? Nah, you're just training them to treat you like crap, and they'll only devise ways and means to continue draining you until you have the guts to say enough is enough. Remember that rivers have banks for a reason, or floods will take over everywhere. Lions growl to mark territory, hunt and defend themselves, or they'd starve. Jesus whipped money changers out of the temple but still loved sinners. And nature kills off weak plants to protect the ecosystem. So you see, true compassion isn't soft, it's strategic and totally uplifting. It never drains, it only fulfills. I hate to say this, but I must. You're not evolved or even evolving, you're avoiding, and it's making you weaker each time. So what's the fix? As I have said earlier, no one should have unfettered access to your core. The flaw here is that, all this time, you have been too blinded by dogma to apply discernment. The fix has always been to say BS. To that energy-draining version of politeness that is based on fear and protect your energy, but your kind heart just couldn't bring itself to do that. That's understood and you're forgiven, but you must now plug these leakage points. To do this, you have to learn to dispense yourself in varying tiers or degrees of importance to wherever and whoever needs you. That's spiritual wisdom and simple energy economy. Here are the 3 suggested levels by which you can tier your energy like the wise. Create 3 circles from within outwards, with you at the center as follows. One, the inner circle. This is the closest to you and contains those who earn your unconditional love. It is called the circle of sacred reciprocity. These are your soul-level bonds. People who show up as hard as you do, who celebrate your boundaries instead of testing them. Unconditional love here means mutual respect, not martyrdom. Next is the middle circle. This is the next circle and contains people with whom you will be respectful but firm. This is also called the circle of polite armor. In life's daily grind, the majority of people you meet and interact with will belong here. These interactions are transactional, but civil. Think of co-workers, neighbors, or that chatty barista. You operate here with cordiality but are quick to enforce limits like a bouncer. On a project team, when faced with lazy co-workers draining your energy, you may say, "Hey Paul or Sandra, I'm happy to help you get over so-and-so hurdle, but I need this email by 5 p.m. or I'm moving on." Or, like the case of that co-worker who's late again, say, "I can't wait past 10 minutes next time." Then leave it at that and walk away. No arguments, no extra talk. A third example may be in the scenario of a spiritual group where you participate in shared activities and notice energy-draining behavior. Just firmly and politely state your boundaries and limits by saying that you would not wish to participate or continue in any activity or discussion that diminishes your value, and state what you will do if things don't change. Here it is crucial to always carry out any and all earlier stated consequences without fail to seal those boundaries. Energy here is measured, not wasted. Unnecessary drama is also neither accepted nor tolerated. 3. The outer circle, that's the rest of the world. This is also called the circle of distance and/or detonation. This mainly pertains to toxic, draining, or manipulative individuals. At the first sign of energy-draining words or conduct, they get your mental or verbal blessings and then a gift of your space and distance in reality. End of story. This means if you get any toxic energy from this group, wish them well, from afar, and walk away in the opposite direction, literally and figuratively. Tell those narcissists seeking to be the center of your universe, "I love you, but I love me more. Bye." Tell all guilt trippers, "Your emergency isn't my obligation. Try X, Y, and Z for better attention." Say it and really mean it. Tell all those spiritual hypocrites, if you were enlightened, you wouldn't need to bully me into kindness. This even applies to family. If you have a toxic mother, you can say, "Mom, I love you, but I won't listen to insults. Call me when your tone or mood changes." Or, "Dad, I won't debate my life choices with you. Let me know if you'd like to talk about something else." Just make sure there's no guilt, just a force field of self-respect. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges to healthier love and purposeful living, even and especially in your spiritual journey. You're not a rehab center for broken adults. Seriously, stop acting like one. This tiered approach is your energy economy. Spend wisely, invest deeply, and cut losses without apology. Now that we've decided to fence off drainage, let's take a moment to analyze the operating dynamics of the deception at work here so as to further strengthen your resolve. That guilt you feel when you say no? It's not your soul tugging your heart. It's old programming running circles around your brain. Society wants you weak, and the mind game has always been that nice people are easy to control. Well, here are 3 shocking facts I have for you. Drill them into your brain to reprogram yourself. 1. You don't owe anyone access to your personal space or resources. 2. No is a complete sentence. And 3. If they can't handle your boundaries, that's their trauma, not yours. Trust me, they'll adjust or they'll leave. Either way, you win. Again, in any of these scenarios, when you say no, say it without guilt. Beyond saying no, by way of a reminder, here's what you should do. To the victims and trauma bombers, send them off to an activity that will help them but not involve you. If you really can't do it, tell them, "I'm not the right person for this. Try something else or someone else." Maybe a therapist or journaling will help you. To the guilt trippers, calmly tell them, "I see you're upset. Let's talk when you're calm." Then leave. To the narcissist and to yourself, say repeatedly, "My no is sacred too. I feel no guilt for loving myself." As you send these shock ripples arising from your new and aware self to the world, they'll call you selfish or other unflattering names. So be ready. Don't worry or budge. That's the cry of parasites being starved of free energy. Things have changed and you have no apologies. Remind them that the Dalai Lama takes naps. Even Jesus vanished into the desert for 40 days and slipped away from the crowds from time to time to rest and refresh for more service. You think they'd let just anyone drain them? Your energy is currency. Don't spend it carelessly, or you'll go bankrupt and be cast aside. Did I hear you say, "But if I'm not nice, I'm not spiritual"? Okay, cool. Then enjoy your burnout, chronic fatigue, and resentment. Meanwhile, true mystics know that tolerating energy parasites and abuse is evil. They also know how trickling water can erode entire mountains if not channeled away in time. Your niceness isn't divine, it's fear. You must love yourself enough to overcome this fear trap. Real compassion takes balls, and you must be balanced within yourself to undertake that degree of heavy lifting, if truly that's your calling. Scattering your energy to please unappreciative people isn't compassion, it is closer to foolishness than otherwise. In the end, you've got to make one of 2 choices. 1, you can keep pretending that love means letting spiritual and emotional vampires suck you dry. In that case, I hope you won't blame God or the universe for the consequences of your lack of boundaries. Or 2, you can stand the hell up, protect your energy, and actually serve the world meaningfully from a point of overflow, not depletion. The world needs your fire, not your ashes after being burnt out by people-pleasing. Remember, even the sun has boundaries. It doesn't shine on black holes, that would be a waste of energy. Instead of shining on black holes, go forth and glow on your terms. As you do, may your boundaries be unshakable, your discernment razor sharp, and your peace untouchable. I wish you sharp boundaries and strong spirits. Needless to say, in deciding whether or not to break out of these chains, the final choice is yours. I am just a messenger sent on an errand into your heart. Hit like if you're done with the BS and the energy depletion of fake niceness. That registers your commitment to your freedom. Comment "Wake Up" below if you're ready to reclaim your authority over your often abused energy of compassion. And subscribe to this channel so you can catch the second part of this message, where we reveal how to spot these energy vampires in 10 seconds. It takes a second to click that button and also shows some appreciation for the efforts we are putting in to get these uplifting messages to you and those in need of them. Until next time, keep on being the earthly ripple of divine love, and remain renewed and blessed on all levels.